Merry Christmas. Thank you for joining me. Good afternoon. I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. Welcome to Camnet TV Midday News. The headlines. A coalition of CSO'S accused some foreign nationals of planning to interfere in Zambia's 2021 general elections. Unemployed teachers complain of corruption in teacher recruitment. Details coming through after this commercial. Hello, have you heard about Msika? Do you know that you can advertise for as low as 150 kwacha for 30 seconds? Well, Msika is here. Advertise on Msika between 17 hours and 18 hours. Just tell us about the services that you offer and we'll gladly put you on the market. For more details, you can contact +260 953 995099. +260 962 444 726 or +260 971 177 467. Msika, allowing your business to grow. And now the media news in detail. National Democratic Congress Party President Chishimba Kambwili has urged Zambians against treating the continued killings of innocent citizens by the state through the police as normal. Mr. Kambwili says if one citizen feels safe today, he or she must wait for tomorrow, as such injustice will be knocking on his or her door soon. He says this is a time to unite against such injustice and put a stop to the killings. Mr. Kambwili is reacting to the shooting to death of 2 Zambians by the police on Wednesday at the Hakainde Hichilema interrogation at Force headquarters. Details in the following report.
National Democratic Congress Party leader Dr. Chishimba Kambwili has urged citizens not to tolerate police brutality at all costs.
And I don't think people who go to give solidarity do end up degenerating into chaos. But it is always the police that start to cause the confusion so that they end up either injuring people or killing people in the process. Mwele satu afueni. Pantuichili pamubiyo. Mailo chikaba paliyo. Ushubutukila mutembo amubiye. No akwe upokwa.
The NDC leader says it is unfortunate that the country had witnessed the brutal killings of 2 innocent citizens whose lives were cut short because of the rebellious behavior by the men and women in uniform. Yesterday, 23rd of December 2020, 2 unarmed citizens were allegedly shot dead by an officer who is yet to be identified. The 2 who were brutally killed, Ansamach Pioka, a prosecutor from the National Prosecution Authority, and a UPND member identified as Joseph Kunda. The NDC leader says it is unfair to see how innocent citizens continue being armed by those that they have trusted to protect them.
But this brutality, abuse of the police, abuse of the courts must come to an end. And I want to appeal to my younger brother, Tayari. Mwaiche wandu tonton kanyepo sana fiole chitamuli chino chana. Badi abantu nga teyiwo kutampe fyabupuwe fyo chita. Those 2 people could have not died. And you can't divorce yourself from the killings of yesterday. Blood of those people is on your hands, Tayari. And Mwacho, and you were a Catholic priest, for heaven's sake. You had gone to a seminary to be a priest.
He adds that the abuse of the police and the judicial system must come to an end.
And this idea of using state institutions for personal gain should come to an end. State institutions must be professional. Some of these things are very painful. Remember, Zambians, I have gone into prison, 13 days into prison, for not committing an offense at all. But because state institutions are being used and abused, I found myself in prison without ever committing an offense. But for me, I have forgiven people who did that to me.
Miriam Kemba, reporting for Camnet TV News in Lusaka.
In other news, Unemployed Zambian teachers have cried to government on why it is not employing them despite obtaining necessary qualifications. The group, which sought a meeting with General Education Minister Dennis Wanchinga, has since brought to the minister's attention of rampant corruption in teacher recruitment whenever there is an opportunity. In response, Dr. Wanchinga has explained to the group that the change in the retirement of civil servants by government from 55 to 65 is hindering the recruitment of additional teachers in government schools. Dr. Wanchinga says government's decision has ultimately chopped on emerging teachers from entering into the job market until the old generation of teachers get retired at the age of 65.
High unemployment levels have been on the rise in the country, and this has not gone well with many youths who have remained unemployed over time despite attaining the necessary qualifications. A group of unemployed teachers had taken the matter a step further when they added Minister of General Education Dennis Wanchinga to a WhatsApp group of unemployed teachers to express their grievances. In response, Mr. Wanchinga organized to meet some of the representatives of the unemployed to hear their grievances in person.
The replacements that are going on under this ministry you have been appointed, they are not fair. There is a lot of corruption. I may not give you evidence today, but we have a lot of friends that are victims of these corruptions that are going on. People are paying as much as 20,000, 18,000, even 25 to be replaced. So it is not fair. If there are replacements that are going on, let everybody, regardless of their status, connections, etc., benefit from the replacements that are going on. There are parents who are very poor and their only hope is for this particular individual who they trained. If they are tongas, they sold all their animals, and now this teacher is working in a booth getting 500 kwacha per month, or is working at a private school where he gets paid 1,000 after 3 months. Things are very bad on our part. We are demanding. So one day I was like, God, what entered me to do teaching in country in this country? We are working with a ministry that is responsible of graduating pupils with distinctions. How can a teacher without 2 O levels per grade 12 graduate a distinction order per grade 12?
So we find that one is limping, yet is spending colossal money on certification of papers and photocopy, which is so costly that some they even fail to apply because of those challenges. Because just doing a certification of an NRC, when you go to these offices, it may cost you 40 kwacha, and coming to town, it is something else.
But what you're going to discover, you see a friend of yours coming from Lusaka with an letter to say, me I was deployed in Lusaka. What are you still doing here? Just wasting your time. But here you're working as a volunteer who doesn't get even a coin to buy not even a coin, in short. You can't get a coin even to just buy maybe a trouser what.
In his defense, Dr. Wanchinga has attributed lack of teachers' recruitment in the country to many factors, among them late retirement age of some civil servants.
Understand, where does the 50,000 of untrained teachers, where is these figures coming from? What factors are driving the accumulation of these numbers? And so I've mentioned is the issue of the change in retirement age, which has kept the people who have been kept gone long time ago. It's the issue of the number of too many colleges producing teachers without regard to the market for teachers. It is the issue of non-clearance of retired teachers who are to manage the system, which have to be cleared. It is the issue of non-recruitment of teachers, the 5,500 that has been agreed upon, which has not been effective the last 2 to 3 years because of financial constraints. And then, of course, the government partnership.
The minister has also refuted claims by Patriotic Front Secretary General Davis Mwila that his ministry has been recruiting 3,000 teachers every year. The minister has, however, assured unemployed teachers in the country that government will next year embark on teachers' recruitment, even though the figure is not yet known. Prudence Chota for Camnet TV News.
In our final story, 130 prisoners have been released from prison by President Edgar Lungu as part of the 2020 Christmas celebration. President Edgar Lungu has invoked Article 97 of the Constitution, which empowers him as president to pardon and substitute severe punishment slapped on serving inmates. Home Affairs Minister Stephen Kampyongo has announced the development from Chinsali on behalf of President Edgar Lungu, who is currently on holiday. Mr. Kampyongo has disclosed that among the lucky inmates that have been released include 17 females and 113 male prisoners. The Home Affairs Minister says the pardoning of the inmates will help to decongest correctional facilities.
To celebrate Christmas Day, His Excellency Dr. Edgar Lungu, President of the Republic of Zambia and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, has exercised his prerogative of mercy on 130 ordinary inmates. Among the pardoned, 17 are female, while 113 are males. The number may look to be small, but the nation may wish to know that during the year 2020 alone, a cumulative 4,329 inmates were pardoned by His Excellency the President in exercise of the prerogative of mercy pursuant to Article 97 of the Constitution of the Republic of Zambia. The pardon of inmates, the breakdown rather of inmates pardoned is as follows: 3,223 inmates were released to commemorate Africa Freedom Day, which fell on 25th May of 2020. 966 inmates were released to commemorate 56th Independence Anniversary, which fell on the 24th of October 2020. And 130, I'm announcing today, have been pardoned to commemorate Christmas Day, which falls tomorrow on the 25th of December 2020.
Well, that news item brings us to the end of Camnet TV Midday News, but before we go, the headlines once again. A coalition of CSO'S accused some foreign nationals of planning to interfere in the Zambia's 2021 general elections. Unemployed teachers complain of corruption in teacher recruitment. Thank you so much for joining me. I am Precious Mzee Asakaleji. The Christmas Day special show continues with amazing Katamanda and Patience Mpundu on the other side. Enjoy. Good afternoon.